Okay, let's hope that it stays working this time. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right, Naval Academy. What haven't we done yet? Let's take a look here. Some of these I've actually done, and for some reason it reset at some point. So search and destroy is a pretty tough one because they tend to run away from you, and it gets a little tricky to try and catch up. Let's take a look here. Where does so he was asking about or Gabby was asking about the contest when we hit 15,000 subscribers, probably in the next couple of days here. What'll happen is the way that they do it is they register your copy of the game to an email address. You create an account with them, and then you log in with that email address through their client to play the game. In fact, I can probably just show you how that works. So here's what happens. You can't do this through Steam. Eventually, you'll be able to. So you see, log in with the email address, and then it loads up the game, and then you play. So what will happen is whoever wins, whichever game you want to play, Dreadnoughts or Age of Sail, you will. I'll get a key for you for the game. You'll give me the email address you want that to be registered to. They will send you through email the link to be able to create your account, and you'll have the key to be able to register your copy of the game. So that's how it'll work. Okay, so we're going to start with the Naval Academy. Sink the Raiders. I don't think I've done that. Yeah, maybe I did that one. Oh, defend our transport ships from 3 dangerous cruisers. I don't think I've done that one yet. Build the Bismarck. Yeah, we'll get there. So I did the Bismarck once before, but hopefully now with the added options they have, I can probably make a better Bismarck. So boost firepower, optimize maneuverability, optimize survivability, or more funds. I like the 20% bonus to long-range accuracy. Yeah, you won't need any kind of a credit card or anything like that. That'll happen on my end. You'll just have to provide an email address. HMS Belfast. Oh, I would love to be able to visit the HMS Belfast because that would mean I'm in London, and that is kind of my dream trip, so someday we'll get there. All right, we're going to do boost firepower on this one. I've never done this mission before. It looks like it's pretty old technology that we're dealing with. So we've got the option of Battleship 3, Armored Cruiser 4, or 5 light cruisers. Let's see what kind of guns are available at each size. So the heavy cruiser can get a Mark III 11-inch gun. The battleship can get 14-inch guns. Okay, I'm going to pop out my chat here again. USS Alabama, is that the one that's in? Is that in Mobile? Is that where that one's on display to visit? All right, I think this is what we're going to do. We'll only be able to build 2 of them. The monitor, I think they found that. Didn't they bring up the turret for the monitor? I think they did a few years back. They found it off the coast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. All right, so what are these? These 14, oh, those are Mark 1s, but they're pretty powerful. What are the 13s? Those are Mark 3s. I think I'd rather have 13s that are Mark 3s. So this is all definitely old technology here. We're already overweight. The Tirpitz, yes. We can go all the way up to Krupp 2, but that's only going to give us 1 battleship. Hopefully that's enough to be able to sink these cruisers, but I'm not entirely sure because I haven't done this mission before. I'm going to put 2 funnels in here. Obviously we don't need the range. Let's see where our engine efficiency is at 50%. Induced gets us to 100, so that'll work. James, I appreciate that, brother. Glad you're here. Good to see you again. It's always great. I know several of you are folks. You know, one of my favorite things about this, and you'll hear more about this. I'm actually making I'm working on. I do this at the beginning of every year, kind of a look ahead at 2020, kind of what to expect from the channel, and also setting some goals. Did that at the end of last year, at the beginning of 2019, and we blew away the goals that I set. So, but one of the things I'll talk about in that is that absolutely my favorite part of this is the community, is getting to know some of you guys. Some of you I've gotten to know over time. Some of you have been around pretty much since this channel started. Others of you are very new but have gotten very active, and just the chance to connect with other people who have the same interests as me in historical strategy gaming. So I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that all of you are here for that. All right, let's take a look at, I don't know that secondaries are necessarily even going to be particularly useful. We're going to throw some 5 inches on the side anyway. Barbette, we'll go as high with that as we can. That gets us close on weight already. I definitely want to get some Citadel protection. Oh, they have is the Museum of the Confederacy. Is that in Richmond? I've been to Richmond, but I've never been to that museum. I didn't know they had the anchor from Virginia. For those of you who don't know, the CSS Virginia, that's the one that everybody calls the Merrimack. They talk about the Monitor and the Merrimack. It was actually the Monitor and the Virginia. The Merrimack had been in a Union ship that had been sunk, and they had salvaged it. The Confederates had, and then they armor plated it and turned it into the Virginia. I want those heavy shells. We can go, you know what? Because we're already going for accuracy, I'm going to go with this ballistite powder, because that gives us the best accuracy. My goal here is going to be to try to stay away from him as much as possible, which means I'm going to need to have a little speed. We can go up on the displacement. We're still kind of off on cost. Yeah, yeah, boy. Yeah, I did that just as you mentioned it. So we'll go up as high as we can on displacement. We've got a little bit of an aft offset on the weight that I think we can probably... No, there we go. No, we're still right where we were. So what if we could probably move that up a little bit. Let me see if there's anything else I can do that'll change that. Oh, wait, we're overweight there. I'll go down to Barbette 2. That gets us a little closer. It actually, Gabby, it does give some accuracy. Well, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't give accuracy, but because it gives me additional range and I already have the accuracy, my whole goal is kind of range and accuracy here. Because with the increased muzzle velocity, I think it does necessarily actually give it some benefits as far as accuracy is concerned, because of the muzzle velocity. It's traveling faster. I read that somewhere. Don't quote me on it, but for some reason I remember reading somewhere that helped with accuracy. It's probably in these stats over here somewhere that I won't get into right now, and I could be wrong about that. But either way, it's going to help with the range, and range is kind of the deal here. Andrew, A Sweet Tooth, life-size model in Columbus, Georgia of what? Are you talking about the Merrimack, the Virginia? All right, I think we're about ready to go here. We're there on weight. There's not a whole lot else I can do unless I drop some speed and add a little bit of armor. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. Nuala, what's up? I'm glad you enjoy the meme ships. I enjoy making them. I wish I had another idea for a great one, because that 400 torpedo battleship is about to become my all-time most viewed video on this channel. All right, so we got to take on 3 heavy cruisers. We got to protect these 2 transports. Have I made a tribal class destroyer? No, I have not. If I had the chance to see the wreck of the Bismarck, would I go see it? No, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm just a little bit too much of a closed-in space freak to be able to go down that far, because I think it's a couple miles down. I don't think I could handle that. The Prince Regent Luitpold is our ship. I don't know how close we are, but I want to change that, because I think we're a little too close. We're 7 kilometers away. Let's go ahead and slow down and get that cruise speed bonus. Where are my... Oh, you guys go that way. Oh, I can't even control them. That's right. It never lets you control the transports. What has been my favorite mission so far? I love anything with the battleships. So I like the one... Actually, I think I just did it the other day, where you're taking on like a 100,000-ton battleship. I always like those. Alright, so what I want to do here is I want to start turning away from this guy. Grow a beard like unfortunately, I did try to grow a beard earlier this year. It's just unfortunately not something that's in my DNA apparently. Looks like our secondaries are firing at the second ship and my mains are firing at the first one. Let's see how we're doing on. Firepower coming my way. I don't know what kind of... Let's see what size guns he's got. I guess we'll find out. 8-inch. So he's firing 8 inches at me. I'm firing, what, 13s at him. Do what I did on my last video and face against World War I. Somebody suggested that I try to do a 1940s destroyer against a huge fleet of 1890s battleships, but unfortunately those destroyers are so light and they just can't carry that much. I think I'd probably run out of torpedoes before I could sink them all. Hey, Happy New Year to you as well. I haven't hit anybody yet. Thankfully, most of his ships, or most of his shots seem to be bouncing off so far. I don't know what my accuracy is at right now. It's about 6%. I've only got 382 shells, so maybe I do need to stay close. What is up, Shannon? Yeah, sorry. I wish I could do the beard. I've got a cousin who's in high school and he's got an epic beard and I can't even grow one at 42. American Cowboy, that sounds like fun. You must be in better weather than I am. I wouldn't be able to go out on something like that at this time. Kendrew, Happy New Year. See how many people we've got right now. I have the chat open so I can't even see it. Oh, 68. Hello, everyone. Ah, Canada, eh? Oh, just took another hit. His 8-inch guns are tearing me up right now. I haven't even landed a hit yet. Oh, I did get one ricochet. At least he's not going after my transports yet. But I don't know how long I'm going to last. Flip side and William Jenks, the limit, I mean, you can build, I think, 100 ships, but it doesn't work real well. I think probably 20 V20 is probably about the max you want to go and still have any semblance of functionality. Man, I am not even coming close to this guy. The waves are having an effect on that. Hull stability. Scotland. Charlie, where do you live in Scotland? Oh, I'm jealous. I want to visit Scotland too. My most recent immigrants to America in my family were my great-great-great-grandparents from Glasgow. My great-great-great-grandfather actually owned a pub in Glasgow, and it's still there today. I really want to visit it. It's only 15,719 feet below sea level. Only three miles down. No problem. All right, we're going to turn toward this guy. I'm just going to go all Leroy Jenkins. We're going to close the distance. These big guns, if I get lucky, I could hood him. I'm just not getting hits. So I've got to get hits. Hopefully I can get hits before he sinks me. 1910 battlecruiser versus a 1930 armored cruiser. Interesting. Lauren Harding, what's up? So I'm also, I think some of you probably saw my video where I mentioned I'm going to be working on, beginning of the year I do a couple of special videos. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast here that one of them I was going to be doing is just kind of my look ahead at the year, setting some goals, things of that nature. This was a big year, 2019 was, for this channel. I started the year with 4,000 subscribers, and that was after 2 full years of the channel. I'd only had 4,000 subscribers to show for it. Added nearly 11,000 in 2019. Had more views in December of 2019 than I had in all of 2018. So thank you all for that, and I'm looking forward to doing more of the same this year. But the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a video just kind of previewing the historical strategy games I'm most looking forward to that are going to be released in 2020. Obviously, this is definitely one of those. And some of you gave me some great ideas on some things I hadn't even heard about yet that I'm really excited to look into. The video, Lauren, on the generals that I made, which one was that? Brian, yes. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Still not able to do a proper Nelson Richelieu, no, because you can't get the four turrets or four barrels on one turret. Yeah, you know, remember we're still in early alpha, so a lot of the features that we all are complaining we don't have yet may very well be here by the time it's all said and done. Hopefully, that'll be the case. Mark, Happy New Year on the other side of the world. Lee, I appreciate that, man. Glad you're here. All right, let's get a hit. Maybe we can get a one-shot kill on one of these things. I think at this distance, maybe we go HE and see if we can get lucky. Oh, we actually switched targets. Come on now. Oh yeah, see, we got a hit on the Edgar Quinet. Is it French? Yeah, we're fighting the French. Okay. Germans versus the French. Love it. All right, we'll slow it down to real time now. He doesn't have torpedoes, so that's good. There we go. Haha, that's what I figured I could do if I got close enough. Your end froze. Looks like we're still live. Okay, good. Do I think, William, that I don't think they're going to add carriers to the game, only because by nature the game being Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, I think they really want to focus on battleship fights. I think most of the campaign is going to focus on 1890 to like 1930s, and so I think World War II, 1940 is kind of the end technology for this. So I don't expect that to be a really big part of this. I could be wrong. I have nothing to base that on except my own kind of thoughts about it. to make ironclads? Shannon, no, I don't think so. Because by the time you're at 1890, you're really at the end of that technology. Again, because it's Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, I think they're really focusing on that next stage of development. Oh, that was beautiful. James, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Like I said, I'm grateful to you guys. I took a kind of a big chance with starting this channel a couple years ago, and I've put thousands and thousands of hours into it with very little to show for it. It's time I could be spending with my wife and kids, and with the goal kind of eventually of turning this into kind of a job for me. And, for those of you who are new to the channel, there's our first sinking. I work as a national speaker for an organization called Rachel's Challenge, which I travel around the country speaking in elementary, middle schools, high schools, sometimes colleges, talking about kindness, talking about bullying, trying to help kids and adults to understand the importance of how we treat each other. And it's all done for a family I work for, the Scott family, who lost their daughter in the Columbine High School shooting back in 1999. We named our daughter after her in 2005. Without having ever met their family, I was just inspired by Rachel Scott's story, and never had any idea that I'd actually end up doing that. But because of the nature of what I do, being a speaker in schools, almost all of our events in the first 3 months of the year. So I'm on the road pretty much 5 or 6 days a week all over the country in August, September, October, and even into November. But after that, I don't really do a lot. So in order to be able to do that with Rachel's Challenge, it means that I can't have a full-time job year-round. And so that means I have to try and make up for that in other ways. And this channel became one of those ways that I try to make a living the rest of the year. Until the last 3 or 4 months or so, the first 2.5 years of doing this, channel didn't have a lot to show for it. It's only been since Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail came about that I've really seen the growth that we were hoping for with this channel. And so I'm grateful for all of you guys. Every video you watch, every comment you leave, every like, those of you who support through Patreon, when you let those advertisements run, you're helping me to, pay the bills and to be able to do what I love the rest of the year. So I thank you for that. HMS Australia. I don't know. Check that out. All right, this is going to be close because I'm in trouble. I'm super close to sinking myself, and now we're having a little trouble sinking this guy because he's on the other side of his other dead ship. Oh no, I'm going to sink. Yep. Oh. I think. Morgan, thank you so much. Morgan, that's about it, man. That's exactly how it goes. In fact, we were in there. My wife's off today. My wife's a social worker who's actually in school right now to get her degree in school counseling. She wants to be a middle school counselor, so a lot of the same work I do. So we've been binge watching TV shows during the day, and I told her I was going to do a live stream tonight, and she kind of had this sad look on her face. So turn down the in-game volume. Yes, I can absolutely do that. Give me 1 second here. All right, I don't know if that'll affect it or not, but we'll see. All right, so that actually worked out pretty well. We just kind of died a little too quickly at the end. So Chile, Argentina, and Brazil. I agree, because they did have a big role to play. Dude, plug the holes. Yeah, somebody get down there with your fingers and start plugging the holes. I think this works, other than we just need a little more protection. We don't need anti-torpedo. So let's reinforce the bulkheads a little bit. Probably drop the speed because I don't think that mattered a whole lot. Smaller main guns, add a few secondaries. Yeah, actually, the smaller main guns isn't a bad idea because I think that was probably overkill with the guns that I had. Or even just going down to 1 because that'll make them more accurate. How about we try that? Let's see. Mark 3, Mark 3. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try 1 because that'll make them more accurate. That's you don't get the technology deficit for that. Like you don't take the hit for the technology with 1. So aft weight offset a little bit. I don't know. Should we try a different explosive? Maybe. See, I'm a little worried about using Lyddite. Yeah, better engine is less weight. This whole game is all about balancing cost and weight. That's really what it comes down to. If I'd gone at him right, yeah, Keith, I think I agree. If I'd gone at him from the beginning, I probably would have done that. Some more belt armor. Yeah, you're right about that too. See, my original plan had been to try to do this from a distance, and so therefore the deck armor was kind of what I was thinking. But I agree. Belt armor is the way to go. And I think he only had like 8-inch guns. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this. I don't think I need the extra penetration. Maybe cordite. Morgan, I'm going to hit show on this. The filter, because you said 2 powder for penetration, apparently thought that was some kind of a bad reference. That's funny. 18 knots, yeah, I agree. I think I've still probably got more speed than I really need to have. And dropping the speed frees up a ton of weight that I can use for other things. And honestly, if I drop this a little bit, yeah, I guess we're okay there. White powder. That gets us, yeah, you know what? That's not bad. Mark 7, yeah, I think they'll probably eventually add a little bit more, Morgan. What's the scenario I'm playing on this one? This right now is the, I think it's something Raiders. I forget the exact name of it, but we'll go back and see it here shortly. Let's add a couple of secondaries. I'm not entirely sure that they're very useful, but we'll do it anyway. Another 8-inch. So that actually might be useful. Yeah, we'll take the one off the center. Tip the whole boat to one side. Sink the Raiders. That's it. Thank you, William. All right, we've got some room now for additional armor. I'm going to put a little more on my tower, on my turrets. I think we're going to be good. There's no way he should be able to penetrate my belt at this weight. The aft weight offset, I don't think there's a lot I can do about it. Oh, actually, you know what? No, that won't work. I don't think I can move this. We already tried that. That made it slightly better. Use torpedoes? No, I'm fighting, well, yeah, Vault Boy. I think they're, yeah, they're heavy cruisers. But they've only got 8-inch guns. Oh, we got the same name. All right. See, this time, the transports are right there, but he's going after me, so that's good. We're going to switch to high explosives. Would I stop time? Well, you know, if I could. That's a tricky subject because, you know, part of me as a dad likes to see my kids growing up, likes to see what they're going to become, but also already is thinking about what I'm going to miss, you know? So I think we just have to embrace every stage of the journey, learn from our mistakes, make the most of it. And ultimately, I don't typically talk about religion and things like that, but ultimately I believe that this world is not my home. I don't want to be here forever, so that's just me. Irvin, how long will it be in early access? Boy, that's a tough one. You know, the only experience I have with being this early on a game was actually the same developer. It was Game Labs. It was Ultimate General Civil War, and it was a good year from the time I first got access to the game until it was fully released. So I would not be surprised that, well, you know, it'll go to beta at some point, and I think probably when it gets to beta, it'll be much more widely available. This is the first time I've been on a game with them in alpha. I won't be surprised, though, if the full release isn't until late in 2020, but I could be wrong. I have nothing to base that on. All right, so far so good, because I'm going right at him. He's not really getting, plus I've got that really strong belt armor. He's having a hard time really connecting with anything right now. Everything's just bouncing off. Ethan, thank you, sir. Make the USS Atlanta. Brian, my cousin was on the Atlanta, the first Atlanta. There were 2 USS Atlantas during World War II. My cousin, his name was Marion Greenhill. He was a gunner's mate on the Atlanta. He was killed at Guadalcanal. I actually found the letter that his commanding officer wrote to his family and talked about how his gun position that he was stationed at had taken a direct hit from the enemy. Of course, it might have been friendly fire. And he was killed instantly. And he wrote this letter to Marion's mom, my aunt, to let her know that Marion didn't suffer, that he never even knew what hit him, and that because the ship eventually was sunk, that he went down with the ship. But they built another Atlanta not long after that one, so there were 2 different Atlantas during the war. Morgan, I wouldn't be surprised. Summertime 2020, wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Oh, you can see my transports are firing their little guns. All right, he just finally got his first damaging hit on me. There's a torpedo coming at me. All right, we're going to turn this way because we're going to try to swing around this guy. Last time, I don't think he had torpedoes. Let's try and sink this first one before we go after another one. Our secondaries can start firing on this guy now. All right, we're turning our broadside to him a little bit, which isn't ideal. Maybe I will go this way. Joe, that's awesome. Andrew, I appreciate that, sir. HMS New Zealand, the captain wore clothing blessed by a witch doctor. That is amazing. Brian, yeah, exactly, Brian. The one sunk at Guadalcanal that my cousin was on was the Atlanta class. Cleveland class was the one that was built later. Yeah, I'm trying to turn. He is getting on my flank. I came at him a little too fast this time, I think. And I think going down to 1 to the single turrets may not have worked out in my favor, though I'm about to sink the first one. In fact, I may have gotten him. Let's go ahead and switch on to the second one, because I think I got this guy. Maybe. My secondaries can get him otherwise. Yeah, I think I'm going to need 2 guns on each. The Graf Spee Flamingos, I think that's what you're talking about. U-boat. I played it once. I don't know if I just downloaded a trial or what I did, but I remember playing it at one time and just didn't have enough time to really get into it the way I wanted to. All right, we're gonna have to fire on this guy some more. Yeah, I probably charged at this guy a little too fast, and I should have had 2. I should have gone with 4 barrels instead of 2. I'm turning my turret now. Graf Zeppelin, yeah. Graf Zeppelin was that an aircraft carrier? Oh no, he's sinking my transports. which I can't control. All right, you know what? Let's restart this. Actually, let's rebuild. I'm gonna drop these secondaries. I'm gonna go back to the 13-inch doubles. We're gonna move this up. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I think this is gonna do it. We'll slow down right away so we can kind of take some time. Transports, you go this way. Shannon, that's very, very interesting. What a fascinating history to have in your family. Great-grandfather served in the Soviet Navy, killed serving on the Murat, a ship sunk after being attacked during the siege of Leningrad. Wow. Do you live in Russia today, or are you in another country? Andrew, appreciate you stopping by, man, and all the support as always. Have a good night. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone's grandpa is a veteran when you're in any of those countries where, when you're dealing with a war like World War II, for example. Believe it or not, neither of my grandfathers were veterans. But my grandfathers kind of were born in that weird time where their generation, if anything, would have gone to Vietnam, but both of them had families by then and ended up not having to go. My grandfathers were both born right around the beginning of World War II. I did have a great-grandfather who served on the Wyoming, but that was in the interwar period, late 1920s. I did have 9 ancestors who fought in the American Civil War. Most of them for the North, but 3 of them for the South. My wife's grandfather was in World War II. He was in a bomber group stationed over in England. B-17s, I believe. There's a big hit. Oh, we didn't even switch over to high explosives yet. We're still fighting the French? Yep. "11-inch doubles and 5-inch secondaries with Lyddite 1. Yeah, you know, if this doesn't work, I'm definitely going to go for the Lyddite to get that high explosive so we can try to get one-hit kills. Because we'll definitely get the penetration with the size of these guns. Oh, did it switch already? Oh, I hate that. I really hope they correct that. It drives me nuts that it auto-switches the target. I already landed a big hit on the Marseillaise. 1895 Maine. What, so I can blow it up in Cuba and blame it on the Spanish? You know, I hadn't thought of that, Brian. That's actually a really cool idea for a ship to build, because that is within the kind of the time frame of this. We'll have to do that on a future video, or maybe we can do it after this. We'll see how long this takes. Romanian, awesome, very cool. My wife's family is mostly from Hungary, not too far away from there. Morgan, that's incredible. Second wave, buried at Normandy. Wow, have you been there? I would love to visit there someday. Keith, you're a veteran yourself? Alright, we gotta be careful here. we're still not hitting. Awesome, Keith. Appreciate your service and all of you who served. Morgan, that's very cool that you get to visit there. All right, let's get a hit on this guy. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Come on. There it is. Oh, man. Didn't get a direct hit, though. Where's he getting? No, he's getting belt penetration with 8-inch guns, which seems kind of crazy with me having 15-inch armor, but I guess at this distance. Soul Hunter, very cool. Where in Hungary are you? Or are you from? My wife's family was from two places, Vilmany and Saho St. Peter. Yeah, Morgan, makes sense, and I myself am not a veteran, but I'm certainly incredibly grateful to those who are. It switched targets again. Ah. We switched to the one that was furthest back. I don't know if maybe that's because of the angle, and just it was easier for the turrets to switch because of my movement. I think we got this guy. One more hit should do it. Soul Hunter, very cool. Check on my transports. They seem to be safe. It doesn't look like... And there's nothing I can do about it because I can't control them, so I just have to kind of watch and pray. There, he's gone. He's gone. Okay. Problem is I've taken a lot of damage already. How are you not sunk yet? Sink! Sink! Don't you dare hold on. That thing's about to tip over. Look at that. Oh my gosh, he was at one. He was under 1%. He's sinking. He's sinking. 0.2. Come on. There you go. And we just sank the other one. That was beautiful. Back-to-back sinkings. And this other one's hiding in there somewhere. There it is. Yeah, they're getting a lot of mid-deck penetration. It's how close we are. That CA has beer. There we go. You can see my whole ship is just one big formerly flaming wreck right now. This is an engagement were it in a campaign that I would not have been happy with because I would be coming out, even if I win, with a severely damaged battleship. But looks like we got the victory. There it is. Trivia time. What did all ships have in the Pacific that captains always bartered for? I don't have the first clue. I wonder if anybody else does. All right, so we've completed that. Let's go ahead and let's do a custom battle to wrap this live stream up. Let's clear it all. Let's build ourselves a meme ship, shall we? We're going to start at 5,000 meters. We'll make it Japanese. How's that? Okay, so what should we do for our meme ship? George Bush was traded for it after being picked up by a sub. That's true. He was picked up by a sub after being shot down. Youngest naval aviator in World War II. Shannon, that's really interesting. I know I have a few friends that have Ukrainian background, but I don't think it's that recent. Your mom was born the same year I was, 1977. Ice cream. Interesting choice. Yeah, I guess ice cream was probably a delicacy, huh? So what should we do for this meme ship? Obviously, we're going to make a battleship. Meme ship versus a World War I fleet, 10 of each ship, no transports. Wow. Oh boy, I don't know. Why don't we make it 1910 technology? A 40-knot battle cruiser filled with 8-inch guns. The heaviest BB imaginable. All right, how about we do 5 of each type of ship, because I don't know how it'll go with that many. This might be rough as it is. We've got unlock on, so that's 25 ships. So here's what we can do. Well, first we gotta, obviously we have to have the right name. The meme ship. Super battleship. So we're going to go all the way up to 120,000 tons. If I went 15 battleships and 50 destroyers, this game would not run. Battle with ultimate torpedoes with the new torpedoes. Yes. A good meme ship always has torpedoes. Let's start there. So we can go all the way up to 24-inch torpedoes. The oxygen ones have the best range and kind of a reduction. Actually, you know what? Honestly, I kind of prefer the electric ones because we're at super close range anyway. We've got to go ahead and get our super pagoda tower, which we can stick back here. Secondary tower, I'm just going to go with this small one. Pack the secondaries this time. So we'll do a nice mix of torpedo launchers. I'm actually going to go, since these are 1910s, and I'm going to have 24-inch torpedoes, I'm actually going to go with single torpedo tubes. Actually, we'll do twos. Let's get our big guns first. We're going to have a mix of a little bit of everything on this. So these are Mark III 18s. What's the reload time on these things? 83 seconds. It's not a huge difference. Honestly, 15s are probably overkill anyway, and that's only 55-second reload time. So let's do 15-inch guns. Barbettes. Max. Oh yeah, we'll definitely max the armor. Don't worry, as best we can. I'll do a bunch of secondaries. Yeah, you can put this one tower, this pagoda tower, can go in the back. It's the only one it'll let you do that with. So we'll get a couple more 15s. Oh, you know what the problem is, though? We're going to have to do the funnel. The funnel is going to be in a weird place. It's going to go right there. So, oh, side main guns? Oh, okay, yeah. Not a bad idea. Oh, we can't quite fit 15. Oh, we can fit them there, though. All right, there we go. We're going to need a bunch of secondaries, which I won't be able to put anything real big on this tower. Let's get our secondaries, and then we'll deal with torpedo tubes. We're going to be firing pretty much immediately when this engagement begins. I'm not even thinking about armor and all that stuff yet. We'll get to that. There's no cost incentive here to do anything. We can do whatever we want. So, all right, that's enough secondaries. The reason for the different size is that you get more salvos because they reload faster. The fewer the number of torpedoes that they have to load, the faster they reload. You can see here, reload time 240 seconds for 2. It's 600 seconds for 5. So we're getting torpedoes off faster this way. And I'm not going to need that many to be able to sink these ships. All right. This battleship's so big that these little torpedo launchers are going to look tiny on here. I'm not going to have a lot of room to put them. We've got some underwater ones too. Okay, we can still get some here. Even with the guns there. I don't think we can get any up front. Nope. Might be able to get some more on the rear. Or right in here too. You can see not a lot of range as far as the angles that they can fire at. We're going to squeeze these things on here anywhere we can though. All right, I think that's probably about it. Yeah, eventually I think they'll probably help. They'll probably allow for something like a Richelieu with 4 barrels. We're just not there yet. Yeah, I know some things have a poor sector of fire. Before we do anything else, speed's almost meaningless because of how close range we're going to be at. We're going to go all the way up to a diesel engine. We're going to get all of our things here. Let's see if that gets us. Yeah, we're at 100%. Oil. Krupp 4 armor. Definitely get the max anti-torpedo protection we can get. We'll go all or nothing. Anti-flood 3. Reinforced. Hey, this is a meme ship. We're doing everything on this. Really don't know that we need super heavy shells, but we're going to do it anyway. Lyddite 1 for maximum explosive ability. What kind of ship is it? I don't know, but it's big. I love it. All right, before we do anything else, we forgot our shaft here. Okay, let's see how high we can go on the armor before we max out on weight. I think 30 inch is going to be more than enough against 1910 technology. I'm not even going to worry about the deck too much because of where we are. They're all going to die so fast that it's probably not going to matter. All right, we're a little over there. All right, USS Second Amendment. Yeah, pretty much the tankiest ship possible. I'm not going completely tanky just because I've got so much weight tied up in these guns. Because I'm taking on 25 ships, so I've got to try and sink them all as fast as I can. All right, let's give that a try. Oh, that's not going to work. All right, single hull bottom it is. We'll give it a try. We may have to tweak some things. It's a Bob Ross ship. Happy little clouds, happy little explosions. That's right. All right, here we go. How many torpedoes am I going to get hit by is the question here, because these guys are just going to just... Actually, you know what? Let's go right down the middle, shall we? "13 frames per second. Torpedoes are in the water. Yeah, Lauren, I think you're right about that. So what's your idea for a ship? Well, it has this, and it has this. See, and as some people have correctly pointed out, having all of these torpedo tubes on the deck of a ship like this, oh my gosh, look at everything that's coming. Look at all the ricochets. What is happening right now? Here's our first hits coming in. Looks like our first sinking is about to happen. Forget trying to go down the middle. There's a whole bunch of torpedoes going at a ship that's not even going to be around to get hit by them. Yeah, see, it already sank. 9 frames per second. I'm still at 96%. This guy just can't do anything to me. Oh, we haven't even switched over to high explosives. Hit this guy. I would rather not be on deck. Oh yeah, Lauren, you just pointed out what I just did. Thank you for that. Yeah, more men would die from ricochets. You're right about that. Look at all the ricochets just flying. Hey, 1 hit, 1 kill on that battleship. We need to get some more torpedoes in the water. We're about to. I should have raised the number of torpedoes up because I'm going to run out super fast. Well, I think one thing's for certain. He's not going to sink me. It just doesn't seem like he can do the damage to sink me. It's just a matter of how quickly I sink him. This is just... Speeding it up actually took it down to 6 frames per second. Hey, there's a destroyer gone. The crew of that ship is having the time of their lives. Who should we target? I don't know. Pick somebody. Sib Wolf, what is up? I am on fire, a lot of fire, but that's okay. You came in right in the middle of the meme ship, Supreme. Flamingos, I'm glad you're enjoying. Johan, I do not believe there's an accuracy penalty for where the funnel is placed. At least none that I've been aware of. As long as the weight is balanced, I don't think that'll matter a whole lot. I did lose my rear tower and my other tower's kind of damaged, but again, not sure that's going to matter a whole lot with the distance we're at. How many ships has he got left? I can't even keep track. Let's get a look from the other side, shall we? Look at all these. I mean, he's kind of... Everything's just melting when it hits. That's amazing. Yeah, Louis, I agree. You can see it's at 8 frames per second. I would guess that this game, as it moves into beta and then eventually into full release, that it'll be more stable, and therefore your system will be able to run it better than the system can run it now. And hopefully by then, this channel will have grown enough that I can really kind of beef up and get a really high-end system more than I have right now. Yeah, Delta. Yeah, it's 5 of each. So we've got 5 battleships, 5 battle cruisers, 5 heavy cruisers, 5 light cruisers, 5 destroyers. Is what I'm taking on right now. Eli, come on in. You want to come talk? Say hi. My 7-year-old's gonna come in and say hi. Come on in. I'm live streaming. Come in and say hi. I'm sinking ships. Did you need something, bud? Okay.
Go subscribe to Vlogs and Fun with Eli.
Go subscribe to Vlogs and Fun with Eli, he says. That's his channel. We are a channel of YouTubers, or a family of YouTubers. My daughter is actually the most popular one in the family. She also makes more money than I do for a living, and she's 14. My daughter has a channel. She plays Royale High games. She's called Gory Gaming 24601, and she's got like 65,000 subscribers, and she started her channel in April. She's hilarious. She's way better at this than I am. Young history guy, yes. New invention, funnel on the front. Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'm actually taking some damage here. I'm actually down to 79%. He took out my main tower. Both of my towers are gone now. It might make it a little hard to hit anybody. I don't even know who I'm shooting at right now. He's destroyed some of my torpedoes too. See if we're actually hitting anybody at this point. Let's fire at the up close people. Yes, 24601. Yeah, Louis, you heard that from the musical Les Miserables, or the movie, or the play. It's my daughter's goal, her dream is to be on Broadway someday. She loves theater. She's got the lead in her school musical as a freshman. So she's all about theater. So yeah, she got that from Jean Valjean from Les Miserables. I think we got him. Let's watch from the enemy's perspective. We just sank another battleship. Alright, how many we got left here? It's kind of... I wish there was some way you could actually see some kind of a list of what's left. What bridge? What conning tower? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, we're going after the battle cruiser way back there. That might be a tough hit. Although it makes sense, because my smaller ones can get the big boys. And actually, we just nailed, even without a tower, we nailed that one with a little trouble, it appears. So our big guns are firing on the more distant ships. It makes total sense. I'm just going to let them do their thing right now. And then my secondaries and my side main guns, it looks like, are going after those. Battlecruiser with battleship armor. I think it probably limits, because of the weight, you would have a hard time on the battlecruiser getting in those, but you can certainly try it sometime. Yeah, but the list at the top tends to be a little confusing because it doesn't always take into consideration the ones that have already been sunk, but it seems like it's fairly accurate. So it looks like we've got 3 battleships, 2 battle cruisers, all 5 of his armored cruisers are right here. And then these are probably light cruisers. This one here, is he sunk? Yeah, he's sinking. Oh, hey, let's watch this for a minute. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I find probably an inordinate degree of satisfaction from watching ships sink on this game. This one's going to do a full Titanic here, it looks like. One looks like it's a battle. Oh, it's a battleship. Warhead candy canes. I like warheads. I don't know that I've had their candy canes, but I probably would. I like anything super sour, so. Yes, the USS Second Amendment, pretty much. Alright, we're just going to finish watching the Chigusa sink here. Oh yeah, it's actually going to even go past vertical. I love it. That is awesome. Look at how it broke up right there. That is pretty much a full Titanic, except it's tipping over. Oh, is it going to tip over all the way? Oh yeah. It's probably going to disappear before we see the whole thing, though. That's what it usually does. We won't see it completely go underwater. That might be my favorite sinking ever. We are going to see it go all the way. Nice. That was great. I really like that a lot. Alright, back to the meme ship. Look at that. All you see is sinking, sink. Since I was watching that ship sink, we sank 3 of his heavy cruisers. Ryan Baldwin, I appreciate that. Thank you. Morgan, I do have a morbid curiosity about sinking ships. When I was a kid, I was so fascinated because I was 8 years old when they found the Titanic. And, you know, as a kid at that age, that was right when I was first starting to... he's going to hit me with a torpedo. That's okay. That was right when I was starting to first develop my love for history. It was about that same time the mini-series Lincoln, Gore Vidal's Lincoln came out. And that was what really got me into the Civil War history. So it was those couple of things that really got me interested. And so I studied up on the Titanic a ton. So that was always something I was fascinated by. I was fascinated when they found the Bismarck, when they found the Yorktown. Every time they find one of these ships, they just found the World War I Scharnhorst over off the coast of South America recently. Yes, Sib. It was actually when I first started making videos on this game that people put me on to Drachenfell, and it's definitely been a great source of learning the history. You can see 2 officers running to the back. They're pointing because there's no tower anymore, so they're just pointing at who to shoot. Who hasn't been sunk yet? What about that guy over there? Shoot that one. We've got a battleship that hasn't been touched yet. Oh, he's about to be touched. Let's watch it happen. Look how clean and new this battleship looks. The T-bow. I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to you guys. That actually was kind of disappointing. Only 86 damage. Oh my gosh, Soul Hunter. Any of their games. If Ultimate General Civil War had a multiplayer mode, I would never play anything else. It would just, there would be so much fun to them. Even if they just did scenarios, like where you got a budget and you could build whatever you want, that would be incredible. It wouldn't have to be necessarily a full campaign with multiplayer, but if they just made something where you could do custom battles like this, and everybody got a budget for what they could build, that would be incredible. That torpedo, I think, probably did some damage, although I had the anti-torpedo hull underwater to kind of deflect from some of that. Thomas, yes, I actually, if you use Discord, if you go click on the link in the description of all my videos over to Discord, the developer of Task Force Admiral is actually a regular contributor on the Discord of my channel. I did a video on Task Force Admiral a while back when I found their video, and he said that that video I did gave them a ton more traffic than they had previously gotten to that point, and so he reached out to me, and we've actually been talking pretty regularly, so I'm looking forward to that one a lot. We're not even firing on this guy now, I guess that's why. Let's get back to it. I want to watch this guy sink. He's got 15-inch guns. 15-inch guns on a 1910 ship. That's pretty impressive. They can't be incredibly accurate, I wouldn't think. There's a big hit. Took out all of his engines. Burn them all, Sherman. Fix bayonets and board. KPP, sorry, in a little while, probably in an hour or so after we wrap this stream up, you will be able to go back and watch the whole thing. I guess that those hits were enough to sink him. Because the video will go live, so anything you missed will certainly be available. I think we've only got a couple left to sink. Let's go ahead and turn up the time a little bit. Looks like just these 2 battleships. It's going to take me a while to turn to get at them. Let's do it this way. Might have been better off for me to turn left. Maybe I'll do that because that's the direction they're headed. Yeah, his name's is like Admiral Giraud or something like that. If you see him, he actually just posted something today about Task Force Admiral. He posted some information that just went live. So if you go to the general discussion board on my Discord, you'll see him posting there. Turn left. Although we can probably get him with the rear turret. Oh, that is who we're firing at. Okay. Hello. Bye-bye. He's done. I guess that leaves you, sir. How are you doing this fine day? You may fire when ready. It's funny, every time I do one of these meme ships, it brings out all the Star Wars comments. Can I link to my family's YouTube channels? Yeah, actually, just my son and my daughter who have them right now. My middle child, my son Caleb, who's 12, he's actually probably going to start one. I mean, he has one, but doesn't really use it right now. But he got a computer for Christmas, a desktop for his room. So he's just now getting into computer gaming. Yeah, I can put that in the description of this video once it goes live. After we're done with the live stream. 2 more ships after this. Chase time. I don't even know where they are. I don't have towers to spot them, so it's all about the radar. Yeah, that guy, he's still showing as having damage left, but that's me. Yeah, he's sinking. Total War. There will be some Total War coming. I'm gonna get into this medieval mod for Attila Total War that I did a little kind of first look at a few weeks ago. Definitely gonna want to play as England on that one, so that's coming. Looks like he's got another torpedo coming at me. We'll see if that one does any damage. It just said my main tower was destroyed again. Interesting how that happens more than once. Alright, I think we got him sunk. He's gonna flood. He's gonna take on too much water here. There's a destroyer out there I haven't sunk yet. I just fired torpedoes at the destroyer. Hello. Goodbye. Wow. That was so fast. Who's left? This other battleship? He sank. Oh, there's another one over here firing at me. Look at that. Enemy smoke spotted to the southwest. We got a destroyer that's still out there. No, it's something. There's 2 more ships out there. Look at those torpedoes coming at me. Hello. Let's see what they do. Guten Morgen. Kunen. I don't know. Would it be Guten Morgen at 2 a.m.? I guess it would. Let's see what these torpedoes do, if anything. I am fire, I am death. I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Alright, let's see how much damage these things do. I'm gonna get hit by 4 of them. Very little. They're probably 15-inch torpedoes. It's like swatting a fly. A gnat that landed on me. Happy New Year to you all as well. We've got a couple more to sink. For those of you who just joined, this is my meme ship. This was after doing one of the missions. We decided to do something for fun. So I've got a 1940, 120,000 ton battleship that took on 5 1910. These are all 1910 technology. 5 battleships, 5 battle cruisers, 5 heavy cruisers, 5 light cruisers, and 5 destroyers. And we started at 5,000 meters. So you'll, I've got 18-inch guns. Or actually, no, I went with 15s because I figured 18 was overkill. I didn't need it to be able to sink 1910 technology. Another torpedo coming at me. Right now, we're just trying to find whatever ships are left. My towers are destroyed, so I'm having a hard time actually seeing any of these ships. So we're going to have to go and try to find them using the radar. I feel like I'm not even moving. I know I am moving, I just feel like I'm not. Yeah, an underdog fight is definitely going to have to come at some point. Mr. Meme Ship, I don't feel... Oh, Louis, too soon, man, too soon. I'm still feeling the loss of Spider-Man from that movie. Even though he came back. So I see these little dinks coming at me, but I can't actually see the ships that are firing them. it really just doesn't look like I'm moving, even though I'm going 24 knots. It's kind of weird. We may just have to wrap it up right there. Oh, the Napoleon Total War mod, Great War. Oh, man. You know, I haven't tried that one yet. I've seen a few videos of it. Does the meme ship insurance plan cover emphysema for the bridge crew? A lot of smoke. And they're probably all deaf as well from all the firing that's been going on. Yeah, I can see where the ships are. I just think they're too fast for me to catch them. It looks like they're about 10K away. And I swear, it doesn't look like I'm moving. That's just really weird. All right. HMS Ridiculous. That's a great name for a meme ship as well. So, all right, we're going to check out, guys. I think that's been a